A hand pressed against cold stone, not for decoration, not for art. Somewhere in the dark, 30,000 years ago, a person reached toward a cave wall, spread their fingers, and blew red pigment across their own palm. We still don't know why, but we know this. They did it in the deepest, darkest part of the cave, past the point where daylight reaches, past the point where most animals would ever go. They walked toward the dark on purpose. And that single detail breaks almost everything we assume about fear. Most people think ancient humans were afraid of predators. Lions, wolves, the things with teeth. That's the image we've inherited. A caveman flinching at every shadow. A species huddled around fire because something out there might eat them. It's a clean story. It's simple. It's comfortable. It's also mostly wrong. When they asked people to describe their deepest fears, predators barely came up. Because predators were dangerous, yes, but predictable. A lion has a shape, a sound, a smell carried on the wind. You can learn a lion. You can build a mental model of exactly how it moves when it hunts, where it sleeps. The things that actually kept ancient humans awake at night weren't the ones with a shape at all. In 2019, anthropologists studying isolated hunter-gatherer societies noticed something strange. What came up instead were things you couldn't see coming. Illness with no known cause. A member of the group who began acting differently. A stretch of forest that felt wrong. The silence, right before something changes. The fear wasn't the animal in the grass, it was not knowing what was in the grass. And that distinction matters more than it sounds like it should, because the human brain, it turns out, is not built to fear danger. It's built to fear uncertainty. Every human being alive today still carries the same nervous system that stood at the edge of that firelight 40,000 years ago. A system built on a single, ruthless rule. The unknown is guilty until proven innocent. A rustle in the bushes doesn't get evaluated. It gets prejudged. Before your conscious mind even registers the sound, your body has already decided it might be a threat. Heart rate climbing, muscles priming, breath shortening. This isn't overreaction. This is 50,000 years of ancestors who reacted first and asked questions later. Because the ones who paused to think it over usually didn't get to pass on their genes. You are, quite literally, the descendant of the ones who flinched. And then there was the dark itself. In daylight, a human being has one enormous advantage over almost every predator on Earth. Eyesight built for detail, for pattern recognition, for spotting the shape of danger before it spots you. Not fear of the dark as a concept. Fear of what the dark removed. At night, that advantage disappears completely. You become, for 8 hours at a time, nearly blind, surrounded by a world that can still see, still hunt, still move without a sound. Anthropologists believe this single vulnerability may have shaped more of early human behavior than any predator ever did. The invention of controlled fire wasn't just about warmth, it was about buying back the one sense that made us dangerous. Without it, night wasn't a time of day, it was a nightly return to being prey.